Hello, thanks for tuning in to today's SIA Tech Chats. I am joined today by Dale Hopkinson, who is the Senior Sales Engineer with Gemalto's Software Monetization Group. The software monetization portfolio includes software licensing, protection, and entitlement management solutions that help companies monetize their software. So Dale, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Glad to be a part of this.
I want to ask you first about Sentinel Fit, your
Yep.
solution to help IoT developers. Obviously, IoT is a market presenting a lot of opportunities today. Can you talk about how this helps companies to monetize their software?
Yeah, for sure. So it's really interesting. Our sort of Sentinel fit, as we call it, right? We joke internally, it fits a lot of places, right? I think more specifically for the IoT developers, it's one of the industry's solutions that can actually get down to the device level. So they can actually have the technology that they can implement on the device level to do controlling features and functionality on the device itself, as well as still allowing them to monetize on the controller or the server level or even the cloud level. But for the developers, it's really portable because, of course, with IoT, you have many different operating systems, many different boards. So to give them something portable where regardless of, if they're developing on Android or some type of real-time operating system, they can utilize the same solution to get into their code and to sort of check functionalities, and turn things on and off there while they're running on their devices.
Secure. Let's talk security then. Security is still
Yes.
IoT's Achilles heel. We all know that.
Yes.
What do organizations need to do to secure their digital services for individuals and things, if you will?
Yeah, no, and I like the question, right? It's not just one dimensional. We look at security sort of this three-pronged thing with IoT, right? You have, of course, securing the thing or the device itself. If it's your device, that becomes a little easier. You can have some kind of tamper-proof encryption or some kind of tamper-proof chip inside the device. It gets a bit tricky when it's not your device, but you do want to allow devices to play in your ecosystem. So it becomes how do you authenticate or authorize that device so that you need to have something on the device level. Then, of course, there's the actual data security, right? So, or the securing the cloud. So when you look at the thing is connected to the cloud, what is going to happen around that data? Is it secure? Who has access to it, etc. Then, of course, there's the secure licensing aspect of that. Is the licensing itself tamper-proof? Is that tamper-evident? And we really would like to see some kind of secure lifecycle management around that. You have to think about what happens when you decommission a old device or you upgrade versions or upgrade firmware. What do you do there, right? So we like to, of course, tell our customers and prospects, don't look at the security as sort of this one-time approach. It has to be more of a life cycle mindset.
Makes sense. Now, I want to go, you took me to licensing a little bit. I want to dig in a little bit there. What are some of the biggest software licensing challenges that are created by the cloud and IoT?
Yeah, I think some of the challenges there is, we're smart and we're technical people a lot in this industry, right? And people rush to solve the technical challenges. So the vendor selection, the engineering plan, the implementation plan. I think a lot of times we companies look at a bit later the business processes side of things, right? So how does changing the business model require us to do things a little differently, but still line up to strategic values of the company and what we're offering to the company? What are we really solving? Again, where I think one of the biggest things is where is the initial monetization coming from? We have tons of data that we get from the devices, but we still have some kind of cloud or central management layer. I was actually speaking with a building management solution company just yesterday in Boston, and this is exactly their problem: is who's going to pay for this at the end of the day, right? They have tons of sensors in the building. Their building has multiple tenants, and the tenants are the ones who use the sensors. Do we charge the tenant, or do we charge the building manager or the building owner? So I think part of it is, one, to be clear, one is figuring out on who is going to pay, on what level for what stuff that the thing is providing, as well as taking a step back and making sure we're solving the business problem before we rush to the technology, which the proliferation of connectivity is very easy to get something to connect to the internet. But really, what are we solving and where are we providing the value to begin to monetize that?
So before I let you go, we
Yeah.
all know At the end of the day, we all want to improve our bottom line. So
Oh,
can you talk
yes.
about how software monetization can help improve organizations' bottom line?
Yeah, for sure. I think no, the first thing is not just monetization, but you have to take the monetization strategy and align that to your values, the customer value you provide. The closer you align that, the usually we see two things, right? We see one on the cost reduction side. You get to streamline operations, right? You look at the systems you have in place and you begin to either consolidate or get rid of systems that can't scale with you, as well as customer experience, providing a cleaner customer experience. And on the revenue enhancement side, monetization definitely enables you to sort of fish out new business models. Again, the closer you can align the business model to the value you provide. I was in Denver not too long ago working with a company that does civil construction and GPS surveying. And they actually moved one of their typical device-based software now to more of an IoT connected solution. And what they're doing, they're pricing based on the meter accuracy that they offer. So they have a solution that measures the mountain peaks, which is crazy. But some they sell their subscription by the meter. So if you want a meter of accuracy, that's one price. If you want a decimeter, that's another price. But they peel back the product and they really saw what the value of the solution is providing, which allow them now to open up different models, which enables them to reach different markets. Now they have a different price points where they can sell to the researchers who have a small shop and academic researchers, as well as the enterprise researchers. So the business models, the cleaner customer experience for sure, usage. When you look at a monetization strategy, you should ideally want to include some usage into that. So understanding how your customers use your software and or device after you deploy it, that enables you to do one of two things. You can understand again, from the customer usage activity, who's using, so that can help you to reduce churn, increase customer loyalty, provide different functionality, closer aligning to what customers are using. So those are some of the core things. Again, brand loyalty, of course, is in there, customer experience, but really driving new business models, reaching new markets, and staying competitive in this very, very dynamic and fast-paced technology transformation world that we're in these days.
We sure are in that world. Dale, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your answers.
Absolutely.
For more information on Gemalto and SIA, please visit our websites and be sure to tune in next week for SIA Tech Chat.